And hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of SU Coach's Corner. I'm here with head football coach Tom Perkovich. Now, Coach, a back-and-forth affair all game long with both offenses last week at Gettysburg, really clicking. Cameron Ott seemed great for you guys, had a breakout game. He just continues to get better and better. How important is his success on the ground to kind of open up different options as the game develops?
Yeah, I think anytime you can run the ball effectively, it puts a lot of stress on the defense, to have to make adjustments to try to stop your run, which opens things in the pass game. We didn't sustain it as we went through the game. We need to do a better job of that, but it was good to see our ground game get better and have Cameron get a 100-yard game on his, for the first time.
Now, we saw momentum shift multiple times in the game. How important is momentum to being successful, having that successful year? Because in the Landmark Conference, it's all about momentum when you have to play tough teams week in, week out.
Yeah, the momentum shift was huge, and we learned a lesson, I think, of how we reacted to it. They had two big returns, one for a touchdown on the punt, and we just didn't react as well as I would have hoped, and come back and be a little bit more mentally tough. And we came back in the second half, but we just never finished it, and we're too up and down with that stuff right now. But momentum's huge. I mean, I talk to our kids all the time that special teams is a third of the game, and that's probably not a phase that can affect the game more from that standpoint, from a momentum standpoint, than a big return or a blocked kick or something in that phase, or changing field position. So we just have to be more exact with it, and make sure that we're crossing our T's and dotting our I's and doing everything we need to do, and giving great effort in that phase.
Now, we talked last week about the run game being important to stop. Gettysburg, they ran the ball pretty well, over 200 yards. You're going into one game left until that mid-season bye week. What are kind of the holes that you want to fill a little bit, especially on the defensive end, to kind of get their momentum back to where they were week one against Lycoming?
Yeah, I think, obviously we've had a lot of injuries, and that's slowed us down. We've got to continue to get the guys that are filling in to do a better job of filling in for those guys that are down, those starters. So, I think it's just trying to get better every day at all of our skills. Finishing the calls that our defensive coordinator makes, making sure that we're putting ourselves in the right positions. Playing with our eyes. Little things like technique and assignments and where we're supposed to be exactly. We're a little loose on some of that, so we just need to get really more exact with those things, and we'll get better. I think even though we did give up some yardage on Saturday with the run, I think we're still taking steps forward, at certain positions. Guys stepping up. Jim Berry obviously had another big game. Alex Pecora played really well. So Tim Lurs played well again. So we just got to get more of those guys, to kind of catch the coattails of those guys and continue to play well and learn their position better.
Now you're talking about the injury bug a little bit, and sometimes in the game of football that happens. How important are some of the young guys now that have seen 4 games going into the 5th game of the year and see how the system develops? How important are they going to be to step in and play a huge role?
They're incredibly important. They can't be freshmen anymore. They've got to play above their year, and they have to step up and play fast and know their job and spend more time getting to know that stuff with our coaches. I think we're getting there, but we still have a long way to go with those guys. But there's no time to wait, really. They got to go out there and they got to perform, and the expectation, as I told our kids, is no different from whether you're a 3 or 4 year starter to a guy who's been here 2 months or a month and a half. So they just got to understand that and play really well.
Now, another high-paced offense this week, a team you know all too well. Is the game plan kind of like what we were talking about with Gettysburg last week, where sustained drives on the offensive end to keep their high-powered offense off the field and also give your defense a bit of a break?
Yeah, with where we're at with injuries on defense, we've got to make sure we're keeping those guys fresh. And so sustained drives, field position in the kick game are going to be the same thing as Gettysburg, same goals. I think that if we can do that and finish our drives, we've got to score points. I mean, this is a high-powered offense, and but we have the ability to put the ball in the end zone and make sure that we're doing what we did at the start of our game against Gettysburg. We just have to do that for 4 quarters.
Absolutely, and you're hoping for another big game on the ground from Cameron Ott, Nick Krushko running the ball as well. Now, this week is your first game back against Muhlenberg, your old team, going back to where you spent some successful years as a coach. What kind of emotions and feelings is it going to be walking onto that field for the first time coming back with different side of the field, different colors on?
There'll be a point where it's a little bit different, just reflection of, all the years I spent there, all the people that I coached and all the people I worked with. But at 1 o'clock, it's another team in our way. It's another team that we've got to get ready for, and another team that is on our schedule, and we got to play well again. So, from that standpoint, we're getting ready for them the same way we got ready for Johns Hopkins and the same way we got ready for Gettysburg. Really, no different approach there. Obviously, I have some more insight to the program and what they do and things like that, but they know me too. So
absolutely.
It's going to be a little bit of a cat and mouse, I'm sure, on Saturday, but it's exciting. To be the head coach here is I couldn't be happier. Being with our players and the people on this campus. As happiest I've ever been. So it'd be cool to go back and reflect, but that was a step to get here, and I'm excited to have a chance to line up against those guys.
Coach, once again, thank you for joining us, and good luck against this week going back to Muhlenberg. Hopefully you get to over 500 going into that midseason break.
Thank you.